Hi everyone.
everyone.
Welcome to another episode of our project analysis. So today we're going to be talking about a project that's going to be launched very soon. It's the Dunearn House.
Yes, coming to you on the 10th of July.
10th of July, yes. Okay, so before that, if you have any questions that you want to ask us or any concerns that you might have that we did not address today, please reach out to us. This is all you can talk to us. Right?
Yes.
Moving on. So today the table of content is going to be a little bit different. We actually gathered some of the concerns that people will have about Dunearn area and we actually did an analysis on it.
Yeah.
And that's why we actually concluded 3 of the main questions that they have. Of course, we're also going to show you some of the project overview as well.
Yeah, I think like Dunearn House is a very new area. So I think naturally a lot of people have a lot of concerns, a lot of like strong objections maybe. Also like how will it be like buying into Dunearn House area. So today we will tackle these problems that we might have and then of course you can decide for yourself whether you think it will be a safe entry buy.
Okay, so going to the first one. Okay, new launches in the area are not performing well. Will I also suffer the same fate?
Yeah, so I think Jinping, like a lot of buyers out there are very concerned when they look at what's around like 4th Avenue residences, Royal Green, Mayfair.
Especially those that
developments.
those are around the Dunearn House area.
Correct, and they're even nearer to the MRT actually than Dunearn House.
Okay.
So of course, they don't profit a lot. So will it like be the same thing that will happen to Dunearn House, of course?
Okay.
I think that's one of the biggest objections that a lot of people have.
I think the concern is very valid, but today what we're also trying to do is to try to look from other perspectives to see whether that's actually true. Because there's some truth in this, there's some myths as well. This is what we're going to run through today. Okay. So today the first thing is we also need to understand between the price gap because between Bukit Timah and OCL, when the price gap is very wide, what will happen to us? So in here we can actually see Bukit Timah and Tampines as well. So we have Treasure at Tampines and of course the 4th Avenue, which is launched around the same time in 2019. So you can actually see 4th Avenue, right, is actually launching on 24 or 23 or 4 all the way high up one. Where you can see 4th Avenue actually is here launching about maybe 1,003 to 1,004 plus.
Correct.
Where we know that there is a price cap of 80%.
80% is very, very big.
80% is almost
honest.
double of your PSF.
Yes, it's like a 1,000 PSF gap right here.
Yes, correct. Okay, so now we want to see that 2019 was like that in 4th Avenue. That's why you realize Treasure and Tampines ask you, go make money.
A lot of money.
Most people will have made a decent profit. But 4th Avenue,
It's so-so. Like,
So-so,
yeah, less than 100.
one key reason also is because of this. So in today's market, now in 2026, we also take similar location, So Pinery is actually just right opposite of Treasure Tampines, so it's very accurate. They actually transacted an average of 2,551 PSF. Highest PSF accepted about 2,728. And let's say assuming Dunearn House average PSF is about 3,000, 3,002, we do not know yet. The price gap today is only 18%.
Yeah. So I think comparing like 80 to 18, there's a very big difference. Similarly, I think that's what's happening now in a lot of the prime areas in Singapore also. We look at River Modern, One Marina Garden, the past few launches, actually the price gap between like the outside core region is getting a little bit smaller as well.
The price gap is also narrowing.
Yes, correct. So that's probably why people are coming back into this area also in that sense.
Correct. So that's why you see actually a 80% price gap will definitely affect your exit as well because your entry is already quite high already compared to what is outside there.
You're already like the market leader.
Correct. You're already market leader. You need another market leader to take over you, which
Correct.
we know that it's not easy. Whereas if the gap is only 18%, will the buyer start to be more sway, to be going into a better location or to be in the heartlands?
Yeah, so you can see maybe a bit more of the OCR buyers, they start going a little bit closer to RCR, City Fringe, maybe even CCR, because of course now the price gap is so much more smaller in that sense.
Correct. So another example that we see is also Bukit Timah versus, we talk about 4th Avenue, also Park Esta, where we also know that the price gap is also about 41%.
Yeah.
So same thing here, you see it's about 2004, this is about 2007, 2006. So you realize that this is in 2019.
Yeah.
Okay?
Correct.
But when we see somewhere that is also nearby, like Vela Bay in fact is in a further off location at District 16.
Yep.
Okay? You realize that PSA is about 2,800 on average. Highest PSA is already 3,002. So if I take the average versus average, right, you realize the gap here is only what? 4%.
From a District 16.
Of course,
all the way to District
Vela
11.
Bay does have its own unique selling point, which is the sea
Definitely.
view. But Dunearn is also in a very good location, which is in Bukit
Definitely,
Timah.
yeah.
So you realize that as a buyer now, I will start to have be able to look at two projects, not just because of budget I only can go into Traded Tampines, for example, the lower one. But now I can actually go for both simply because the gap is small.
Correct.
And when I exit in the future, this will definitely also help me.
Yes, so like with a 2 million budget now, your options are no longer just at a certain location, in a sense like what Jinping mentioned.
Correct.
You can consider something a little bit more closer to central, along the blue line, maybe something that you never thought of staying before.
Correct.
It is now within reach.
Correct. So that's why you see why recent years like River Valley, when they started to launch all those parcels, right? Why is the first day takeout is so good? Because the price gap there used to be so wide compared to outside central region that people who desire to stay there can only dream about it.
Yeah, correct. It is
Literally. But now, because the gap is much smaller, you realize that they are able to really execute and act on their dream. That is where I feel that the market is shifting towards as well.
Yeah, which is why when we look at the buyer demographics of where they come from, a lot of them come from like District 19, District 20, all these areas here, because that's also where all the new money in that sense, because all the HDB upgraders are all coming in here as
District
well.
19 is really a driver of
a lot of the property prices in Singapore, actually, I would say. Yeah.
Correct.
They even go all the way to District 21, District 23 as well. Correct.
So now that we can see that it's wide, what happens when the market, when the price gap is wide, right? Now we look at it when it's narrow. Okay, so we have a project in Bukit Timah called Daintree. So Daintree is also
District 21, a little bit closer on the other side of Bukit Timah.
The fringe of District 21, a little bit out will be to Bukit Batok. Then we compare to Seaside Residence, which actually is also in the fringe as well. Okay, see both of them actually do make very decent money.
Correct.
Why? In terms of the price gap,
Yes.
actually it's a very, very small price gap.
Yeah.
So you realize that when the price gap is small, actually they also do make decent profits. Of course, Seaside Residence does make better profit. But again, like I said, unique selling point like the sea view, etc. But Daintree to make 500, 400k, I feel also pretty decent.
Correct. At the end of the day, I think really when you compare back in 2018, because of the same kind of PSF, it gives them that buffer for Daintree to also grow and eventually catch up, with what's happening currently and all that.
Correct. So you realize that when the price gap is narrow, there's opportunity for us. And I think that is a more key important thing, because end of the day, we also want to be very, very careful about it.
Yes.
Okay, so make to the next one.
Yeah.
I think this is very common.
Yes. So I think we all know Dunearn area, a lot of freehold.
Yes.
If with the same budget, I can probably buy something that is bigger size and it's freehold.
Yes.
Then why would I want to choose Dunearn House, for example?
Correct. Okay. So we actually done a research. Okay, so we have filtered. Okay, let's say we talk about 1 kilometer around 6th Avenue MRT. So we look at a freehold only. Then the PSS is about 2005, which is significantly lower than the expected 3000 PSF
Yes.
from Dunearn House. You realize that actually we have quite a few projects, but the key thing that we see here is actually a lot are actually boutique projects.
So there's a similarity that we have found around the
Okay.
6th Avenue.
So one stop down, which is your Tan Kah Kee station. Same thing as well. You will see there's actually 10 projects, but a lot
more.
are very small ones.
Yeah.
So
All
your
done.
boutique projects are projects that are about 100 plus or below 100 units, and definitely there are actually such projects around.
Yes.
Another area that we see a lot of this familiarity, right, is actually in the District 15, the Telok Kurau area.
A lot of small boutique freehold developments.
Correct. So we will see this project is called Asana. Okay, Asana actually only have 48 units. The PSF are on average was about 2,400 plus.
Cheap.
Compared to our Dunearn House leasehold, is 21% gap. Actually, majority of people will choose what?
This one.
Which one?
This one.
Asana,
Naturally they'll think that cheap.
Yeah,
I get value because it's freehold.
correct. So the question here is, actually freehold, for example, near MRT, does it definitely mean a good deal?
Yes.
I think that's something that we need to be very careful about, because you see so many projects that are freehold near MRT, but you realize they don't perform as well.
Correct.
One key detail that a lot of people miss out is the unit type. The number of units. Okay, so this is what you'll be seeing
big it
when
is.
there is a small freehold versus a big leasehold. It is natural, it's normal that the freehold will be cheaper than the leasehold.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, and another example we can see here. Okay, so this is Vela Bay again. Vela Bay transacted 2886.
So Vela Bay will be considered quite a large
Correct.
leasehold in that sense.
Okay, then we look at surrounding. They also have one more project called Seawind, 24 units.
Baywind.
Baywind, sorry. You can actually see, average is 2003 versus 2008. There is a 21% price gap if you buy into Bay-Win,
Yes.
freehold, and District 15.
Correct. But at the end of the day, some people might still think that Bay-Win is a better buy. But it is to each their own. At the end of the day, I really think like what we always talk about, what is your objective? If you're telling us you still want to have a bit more asset preservation, make a little bit of money, then of course there are other parameters to look
Correct.
at.
Because you realize District 15 do have a lot of small boutique developments that actually are of freehold status. Some are even better location than those that are actually leasehold. But you realize that the exit sometimes can be a little bit challenging. I once sold a unit around in Telok Kurau area. It took me 1 whole year.
Yes.
And it's cheap.
I guess when it's also small, there's a lack of like land size, there's a lack of amenities, there's a lot of facilities
Correct.
that people at the end of the day want something
Correct.
for. This kind of usually smaller type target a lot more towards like retirees, I feel,
Correct.
who just want peace, quiet.
So what we're trying to tell you here is the big developments doesn't mean the unit size is big. It's like the land size is big. There's more
units.
numbers of units compared to the lesser numbers of units that we have here. And this will actually be able to give you a better position. Of course, there are some developments where the land is very big, but units are very small. But that is not what we want to go through today. Today, we want to show you that if in Bukit Timah area where we are surrounded by boutique developments and versus Dunearn House, will there still be a risk for us? Even though it seems like the PSF, the entry is actually cheaper than what we see.
Besides like Telok Kurau, I think another area that a lot of people also have the misconception is like Novena.
Yes.
Novena also got a lot of freehold, small boutique developments. Yet they also have large leaseholds that outperform them in terms of the growth as well.
Correct.
Yeah, so these are some areas to take note of and like at the end of the day, really dive into what will make more sense.
Okay. In conclusion, like I said, it's normal for the big leasehold development to be more expensive than the more freehold.
Yes.
But it is not normal for the big leasehold to be more expensive than the big freehold.
Correct. So this one we were talking
Wow,
about
this is
big,
quite mouthful,
we were talking about the number of units. So I think we have an example on the next slide to see what Jin Ping was talking about.
Okay, so you can actually see seaside residences versus Amber Park. So you can actually see these are actually, both are actually quite big developments.
Yeah, correct.
So when you will see that actually in the aspect of things, you can see that seaside residence is doing about 8,009-ish, where you can actually see Amber Park is actually about 2,400. That's why you actually see in the aspect of things that the price gap is only 30%. So this is something that we also see in the surrounding as well.
Correct.
So when there's a big freehold in the area, right, versus a big leasehold, it is common for the big freehold to be more expensive.
Correct.
But because it's normal.
Yeah, yes. Naturally, that's the parameters of how you like really compare apple to apple in that sense.
So rounding back to Dunearn, if you're telling me in the surrounding there is maybe 500-600 units of freehold development, right?
Yeah.
That's where it will be very, very scary. However, for us, it's not that case.
Yeah.
So in the aspect of things, I will say that if you're considering to buy an older freehold cheaper in the surrounding, why not consider Dunearn House as well? Because for the same for that same aspect of things in the same budget, you're getting something new, a more efficient layout as well, and importantly, this is a total new lease also, so not so bad.
Yeah, correct. It's
Okay.
true.
Next one. This one is something that is very touchy.
Small units don't make money. I think when we look back at the data, the profits are quite worrying, I would say.
Worrying
or
is
rather quite concerning in a sense of my exit strategy if I were to buy Dunearn House.
Basically, if you're a buyer, then you will be a bit like, if you already bought something already, you'll be like,
can I make money?
not so excited lah. You see the feed,
Correct.
So of course we talk about Royal Green. Royal Green on average, right, the profit is about 73,000 for the two bedrooms, right? Another neighbor that we have 4th Avenue, better, slightly better, 99,000. Also the 2 bedrooms. So you actually start to see here, actually in this surrounding, the concern is small unit, very scary.
They make money, but probably just a little bit.
But can I ask you, in this area, is it all the 2 bedrooms don't make money?
No, I would think that the 2 bedrooms do make money, but they need to be of a substantial size.
That's right. So you can actually see this is Leiden Residence. This is also 2 bedroom, but you look at the size. 1,044 square feet. Look at their profits. The highest
much
got 500k.
more substantial.
So you realize that in this area, the smaller unit types, but with a big floor plate, tend to perform better. Because Bukit Timah, this area, you realize is a lot of old money.
Yes.
Have you heard of old money? Not old people money.
Generative wealth.
Correct. So
Yeah,
you're talking about old money, right? You realize Bukit Timah area, a lot of these properties that they buy, they are actually bought by their parents who buy for their children.
Correct.
So if I take money from my parents to buy a house, right, we have to take into consideration what they prefer.
Definitely.
So that's why you see Bukit Timah, I wouldn't say that the small units will make money, but it has to be a certain size.
Correct.
Okay?
Yes.
Then the next concerning question is, then Dunearn 2-bedroom I can buy.
I feel that if the people who are looking at Dunearn 2-bedroom at this kind of size, it will not be the old money people already. It will definitely be the newer money people who are looking or aspire to really stay at this area.
Okay.
And of course, when we compare the price gap, like what we did earlier to Vela Bay, to all the recent OCR launches like Pinery, then also that can be a target audience or how your exit strategy can also be in that sense.
I think in my opinion, I agree what Eunice have actually said. While it is true that this area has always been the old money region, I feel that if Dunearn House is priced strategically, right? Strategically, the younger upgraders can also seriously consider this place.
Right.
Because Bukit Timah has always been one of the more premium location that we have been talking about.
Yeah.
And if for me, I'm an average Joe, then I don't have parent support, then I cannot buy, man. But if the price is actually quite within my acceptable range, actually okay. Even if it's a 2-bedroom.
Yeah,
And we have seen the show unit.
Correct. It's a
The
good
2-bedroom actually has a pretty good layout.
dual income, no kids, even
yeah,
single working professionals. At least if you stay at Dunearn
Correct.
House, it's near the MRT station. You
Correct.
can. It's so much easier for you to get to work. Downtown line, Telok area.
So this is
area.
one group of potential exit that we have. Like we also mentioned, District 19 has a very strong pool of upgraders. So if you have friends in District 19, right, encourage you to upgrade also when UTOP lah.
Correct.
Okay, but seriously, another group of people that we also look about is actually this. I think a lot of agents will tell you, say, oh, got third club transformation, very good.
First mover advantage.
First mover advantage. If you buy this, you'll make money. I think you've heard this. We as agents, sometimes we will be tempted to tell buyers also. But you realize for this whole entire thing to come into fruition, right, it will take about year 2040 or even 20 to 30 years.
Yeah.
There's no exact timeline, but it's about this time. And there is going to be 15,000 to 20,000 public and private housing.
So that means there will be HDBs in the future in that area. Definitely these HDBs will be under the prime housing model. So they'll be like 10 years MOP plus their building years. Government hasn't even planned anything for it yet. So yes, like what Jimmy mentioned, easily I would think 15 to 20 years kind of timeline
Minimally.
if you are targeting HDB upgraders from the Turf City area.
So if you are here to buy something and want to a small unit and you exit maybe in 5 years, right? Your main target audience will have to be the new money. Whether that will be easy or not, in my opinion, the new money upgraders have a lot of choices.
Yes.
Okay, so Dunearn House to exit, if you really are somebody who really loves this location, you're okay with the layout, plus you want to make a little bit of money, and you don't mind staying a bit longer, actually it's still doable. It's still doable. But of course, whether you'll be as lucrative as other projects, that will remain to be seen. It really boils down to still the entry price.
Yeah.
As of what we see now, actually it's just average pricing. That's why the holding of 10 to 15 years might also be a good idea. And especially you're quite near the MRT. I don't think in terms of accessibility there's a problem also. But you have to be very careful because entry price.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we are still the first mover. The next plot of land next to us is really going to be more expensive. So that can then also be a benchmark of how the prices might be in the whole future of the Turf City, I would say.
Correct. So that's why you're entering the 2-bedroom, you need to be careful lah. If you have any other questions about the 2-bedrooms, do reach out to us because we cannot address everything here also.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Just nice. If you need to reach out to us, do
Scan out.
Scan our QR code. Right? Okay. Now let's move on to the project details.
Yes, so of course, I think you guys already know, Dunearn House is located along Dunearn Road at District 11. We are part of the CCR area. So we do have 380 units. So like what we shared with the slides earlier, around us are mainly all the less than 100 double digits kind of freehold development. So definitely a lot smaller. They don't have as much things to offer. We have our swimming pool, tennis court, and of course, many communal facilities which these surrounding developments might also lack. Okay, so the location here, you can see, of course, we are right over here. We are only 4 minutes walk
4 minutes.
to 6th Avenue MRT, so that is really quite convenient. It brings you just a few stops down into our Circle Line and then of course eventually down to the Red Line and in the downtown area. Yeah. So this is our site map. So you can see this. So to orientate you a little bit, here is Dunearn Road. So this will be where the shorter blocks are actually at. We have 2 blocks that are only 10 stories, and these 3 blocks here are 19 stories. Yes. So they will have quite a good view also towards the greenery here.
Yes.
Yeah. But in the future, then of course there might be developments. But yes. But I would say, given the land size that we have, quite a good number of facilities that we also provide for.
Full facilities with your tennis court also. 2 pools.
Yes.
Not bad. So the perspective that they have.
Yeah, so very nice. So you can see all the buildings, all the swimming pool, the Dunearn Clubhouse, Dunearn Waterfall that we all have over here as well.
Okay. Then we will see the unit mix. So you can see there's no 1 bedroom here. It starts from the 2 bedroom. Okay. So 2 bedrooms, we have 2 bedroom premium to a study, 3 bedrooms as well. Then of course the 4 bedrooms. So in terms of the percentage is 45, 25, 30. Actually, it's quite rare to see that there's more 4 bedroom than 3 bedroom.
I think they know that that's the demand kind of in the area here.
Correct.
So they actually have 2 collections, the Pinnacle and the Luxury. Definitely the Pinnacle collection, only 4 units per floor.
Yes.
Yeah, so it will look very nicely across the greenery area also.
Correct.
And that will be the taller blocks.
Yeah, so this is where you actually get to see, importantly, what is the unit mix we're buying into. And of course, entry price, like I said, of course, the layout as well. Right? So if not, that is all for today. And like I said, if you have any questions that we did not address today, do feel free to reach out to us before the preview on 10th of July. Then we can actually facilitate you. You realize that the floor plans we have not is also not in here. If you do need the floor plans, to reach out to us and we can actually be sending it to you.
Yes.
All right?
Okay,
Thank you
you
and see you. Bye.
Bye.